Good, Meri at the Meri Atelier. It is Wednesday, May 16th, and it is morning. It's morning, and I thought that I would do an impromptu. Well, actually, I was challenged. I was challenged to do a early morning stream. I was griping yesterday. I was whining, and I said I don't have a video ready for Mornings is Live, and it was my friend Cindy who said, "Why don't you do it in the morning?" And I said at 4:30. Well, I didn't quite make 4:30 a.m., but it's probably around 6 o'clock this morning. I'm not even sure what time it is, and I'm sure that people don't know that I'm streaming, but I'm going to go ahead and do a live stream just as if I were working in my Mornings with Meri art journal. And I have a couple things to work on. I always have things to work on. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. I am doing an impromptu early morning Mornings with Meri live stream. So welcome. Let me take a sip of my coffee. If you come in, say hello to me so I can say hello back. I'm going to come over here. I have my little phone over here where I'm watching any comments that come in. I'm getting set up here. There we go. Just in case somebody is up and wants to chat, it's Ian. Hi, Ian. Of course, Ian would be waking up. It is 6:15, Ian, in the morning. Welcome, welcome. I know that you are probably about 6 hours ahead of me, so it's probably around noon, 1 o'clock your time, between noon and 1 o'clock, 11:30. So our friend Cindy said I was grumping in the chat yesterday because of 12 p.m. Yeah, it's noon. You're probably having your lunch. Well, I have morning coffee. But Cindy said I was grumping because I didn't have a video ready. And Cindy said, well, why don't you just do a live stream? And I'm sitting going, a live stream at 4:30 in the morning? Are you nuts? So I thought that this is very impromptu. I'm going to sit down here. This is very impromptu. And I know I haven't announced it, so folks probably don't know that I'm doing this. And I thought, well, I'll just do it like I'm shooting a regular video. If anybody comes in, I'll say hello to them. So if anyone comes in, say hello. I'm just going to get started here. This is my logo, Janet, my friend Janet, who comes to just about all my chats, created this little welcome sign for me, and I just love it because there's a little door, and I used to have this sign. I was using this one, and she put my sign as a sign on the door, and I just love this, and I use it as my logo for my welcome sign for folks that come in when I have my live streams. And I keep it in here so I don't lose it. So I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to get started on some things. I have this to show. We did that Meri's Challenge on Friday night in my live stream where we did the ABCs, and I thought I would update you how I'm working on it. And I worked on it yesterday, and I started painting the back of my alphabet letters. And I got clear to over to H, I believe. And I'm really loving how this is turning out. Yeah, I'm ready to start on I. But I did notice as I was doing this Friday night that I have a lot of space in the gutter here that I had to work open so I can paint these. I kind of see as I painted my N here during my live, I didn't get the gutter. So, but yesterday I worked on it, and I also discovered this is a nice magazine. I'm using a My Home magazine. I've covered the cover so you can't see it, but it's got a very slick cover. It's very glossy, and even when I put paint and oh, you know, it's too early in the morning. Gesso. Put gesso on this. It will peel off. And so I did not do that. I glued a beautiful little napkin on the front and on the back. And that seems to be working very nice. So if you want to paint your cover and you have a slick cover, you might consider that you might have to collage over it if you want to decorate it, if you have a very glossy, like magazine cover. I'm not having too much problem with the pages. The pages are all regular pages, so. But someone had sent this to me in Happy Mail. The napkin, and I'm really, these are peacocks, of course, so that's how I decorated my cover, and I'm on H as far as painting the background. In fact, why don't I, while I have it open here, and I'm just doing, hi Linda. Wow, Linda's awake too. You are not in the States either, are you? I think, are you in, where are you at, Linda? As far as what country do you live in? I was challenged to do an early mornings with Meri. Yeah, she's saying it's afternoon. So, it's not afternoon here. It's like 6:15, 6:21 here. Oh, you're in the Netherlands. Oh, okay. So if I do an early morning impromptu, this will not be a regular thing. I was just, Linda, I was kind of whining yesterday that I didn't have a Mornings with Meri video created, because I usually just create those. And I was challenged to do one in the morning, to do a live stream. And I said, are you kidding? At 4:30 in the morning, because I usually schedule my videos to go live at 4:30. I didn't quite make it at 4:30. That's a little bit too early. I have to say, I still was asleep this morning at 4:30. So this yellow is very thin. I think I'll put a little green on it. So I thought, well, I can come on and show them my progress in this ABC book. And I could do my Mornings with Meri and work on that flower book thing. I'll have to show that to you. So I have a few things. I will not be on a long time. I'm not planning like on a 3-hour chat or anything like that, but I thought I would try to come on and see if I could see who's awake at 6:30 our time. Now the folks across the ocean, it's noon for them. Hi, Vicky. Good morning, Vicky. Good morning. I was showing my ABC book, showing my progress. I collaged a table napkin on the front and back cover because this cover is very glossy and it was not holding the paint. So I ended up collaging a table napkin to it. It's actually very pretty. I can't show you the front because, well, maybe if I put it this way, just briefly. This is the front of it. So it's turning out, I am having fun with it. Now I've done a smush the paint thing here. Well, that's okay. We'll just leave it like that. I kind of like that. Alrighty, let me put this aside. And I was going to show the folks what I was doing in this little painty paper book. This is all painty paper that I've gotten from in Happy Mail. But I've been playing with tatting patterns on here. Like I'll go out and I'll search for tatting. And I'm kind of trying to learn more ways to do those loop-de-loops that I paint with my fine line paint applicator, and I've been practicing them in here. And I thought that I would do a practice one in here in my Mornings with Meri, because that would be really quick. This is the one I did yesterday, so I'm just going to flip the page. Actually, I could do that. I've been writing on. I journal. Like here, I put my calendar. I journaled on May 14th. So I do journal in this book too, but it's more personal journaling. I'm thinking about putting that tatting right here. Just like this. Maybe I'll zoom in a little here if I can. Whoa! Good morning to folks that are coming in here. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Eva. Vicky's come in. Good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone who's come in. My goodness sakes. I didn't expect anybody to show up this morning. I wasn't even sure that I would show up. Yesterday we had our local elections, and primary and local elections for our city council, our state senator, and that. I voted, so I thought that I'd put that in my, where should I put it? I think I'll use this as a journal page, and I'll journal about voting yesterday. I had to get a sticker. I had to have an I voted sticker. But I'm going to go back to this page, and I'm going to practice my tatting patterns right in here. Let's see. Hi, Heidi. Welcome. Yeah, this is very much an impromptu, Heidi. It's because I was challenged yesterday. I was whining. I keep saying I was whining, so I was challenged to do an early morning live stream. Let's see, and I've been practicing some different ways to do these tatting patterns, and I thought I'd do just a little bit of practice here in my Mornings with Meri journal. Maybe just fill up this page, because I want to do some different things other than just my regular loop-de-loops. Oh, Eva says she got a sticker for donating to MD from the fireman stuff the boot. Is that stuff the boot? Was that like a food drive? Or just a charitable drive? Sounds like it was put on by your local fire department. I'm sitting down, so I can't see if you come in and don't say anything, I don't know that you're in here. So anybody who comes in new, if I'm standing up, I can see the count on my camera up above. Here, I can just see chat. I can't see who's coming in. Donating money. Yeah. Well, we are in a small town, so when you go to vote, I mean, it isn't like there's probably, well, a local election too, an election that's not a big main, it's not like you're voting for president or anything. It's not going to be as busy. But I would say maybe there were, 4 or 5 of us in there, and a few more coming. So at the time we went like around what, 1:30. Ooh, I'm kind of liking that. But the pattern that I've been using has just been come down this way, and then do your loops like this, and then I add a flower that way, kind of. And now I want to learn to do some different ways of tatting here. So I suppose this goes this way. There's 11. Oh, so welcome to folks that are coming in. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, this is really more of a response to a challenge. I really don't have anything planned as far as I thought, well, I'll just do a page in my mornings journal, and this will count for my Mornings with Meri. But I always use the fine line paint applicator. I have to tell you, I have to have my coffee because I'm not always awake in the morning. That's good. My coffee's a little bit weaker than usual. Hi, Wendy. I gotta check this out. Who walked in? Wendy? Is this our Wendy from across the seas? The New Zealand or Australia Wendy? Hi, Brenda. Good morning, folks. Yes, it is our Wendy Mason. So if I do an early morning chat, for me it's like probably 6:30 now. Yeah, 6:28. I'll catch all the folks across the ocean from us. Let's see, let's do another one down here, which is kind of nice because when I do my Friday night ones, you all are in bed, unless you're up really late. So I might do some early morning ones if I can make myself get up. But I did wake up, but I couldn't get up at 4:30. That was just a bit too early for me. I usually schedule my videos for 4:30. 9:28 p.m. over in... I get you. I think Wendy is in... Are you in New Zealand or Australia? I get you folks... Australia. She's in Australia. I get you folks all mixed up there that are in New Zealand and Australia. I can't keep you straight. I just know that you're a day ahead of us. So it's 9:28 p.m. So you've had a full day already. Now, is it fall, winter, or spring over there? We're just starting spring, so I imagine you guys are in your fall months. Getting ready for some winter time. Fall, yeah. Yeah. Do you... I guess I might as well learn because I'm not familiar with all the different weather across the ocean. You guys have... In the fall, your leaves turn all the bright colors and everything in your plants. I would imagine it would make sense that they would. Let's see. You know, I like these raindrops. I think I'm just going to outline them. This is the back of my rain page here. If I can just kind of flip it like that. And I used my X-Acto knife and cut out some raindrops just playing in this journal and having some fun. Kim Marie! Good morning, Kim Marie! I was challenged to do an early morning Mornings with Meri live chat. So I didn't quite make it at 4:30 in the morning. But I did make it at 6:15, so this is kind of taking place of my Mornings with Meri video. And I don't plan on being on too long here. I'm not planning a 3 or 4 hour chat. I kind of liking that. I'm not liking this in here, but Barb? Good morning, Barb. Good morning, folks. So some of you, it's not early morning. It seems like you folks over across the ocean, across the seas, I guess the term is across the water, your day's a half over. Yeah, I'm planning a little bit of shopping today. I got some bills to pay. Yeah, Wendy's winding down her day. Kim Marie says, I've been awake off and on since 3 o'clock. I woke up at like 1:15 this morning, and I looked at the clock wrong. And I missed my live stream. I thought it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm going, no, that's not going to work. So I got up to use the restroom, and it's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock in the morning. So I went back to sleep. Heidi says it's 7:30 a.m. Yeah, Heidi's on the East Coast. She didn't sleep well. Oh, I'm sorry, Heidi. You know, I have nights where I don't know if I'm just all keyed up or what, but I have nights where I might as well be streaming because I'm certainly not asleep. And sometimes I think we are on social media so much. I don't know if that, with the electronics and everything, I want to blame it on the social media. I'm not sure that's fair. But you read articles about people that are on the internet, addicted to the internet, and how it interrupts their sleep patterns. And this is why I have to wait for my paint to dry. I've already smeared these. So I think what I'm going to do to kind of compensate for that is maybe connect those raindrops with some connecting threads. Just for the fun of it. As long as I've already smeared it. And then I'll come in and I'll put some loop-de-loops on them. This is kind of fun to do. But you got to be careful with the wet paint because it does smear. Let's see. Vicky's not sharing. What are you not sharing, Vicky? Hi, Arlene. Good morning, Arlene. I don't see who comes in. So if I miss anybody who's come in, if they don't chat, if they don't say good morning, I can't see unless somebody else says good morning to you. Oh. That's a good idea, Vicky. She said she's not sharing her drugs. You make me laugh. You make me laugh. You know, they can be pretty expensive. Let's see. I'm not sure it was such a good idea to connect these raindrops, but it's kind of fun to play around with them. I know you can connect objects, and that's something I want to experiment with this tatting concept, is tat between objects and connect them. But this isn't really how I thought it would go. I think I can do it so it looks a little prettier. But you always got to start out and experiment. That's why we have our art journals. That's why I have mine anyway. But I've been doing more writing journaling in here too, kind of personal writing. It's not like a diary. I just keep track of some things that happened during my day, things that I want to remember. I drew a little calendar in there for the summer months because I kept having to go look at my calendar to find out what day was coming up. And let's see. Thank you, Wendy. She's just loving the look of him. Oh, Vicky's in the hospital. Oh, I'm sorry, Vicky. You get well soon, Vicky. You keep those drugs and get well soon. We want you out of the hospital and at home doing your art. Ian says it's a rock and roll lifestyle that the creative people have so we don't sleep. You know, I do agree with that too, Ian. I think a lot of creative people, I don't want to say they have a lot on their mind, but I think I agree with what Ian is saying about the creative people. Have a lot going on in your head. We're talking about not being able to sleep. Now, let's finish this page off here. Kind of play with it. And let's throw some loop-de-loops up here. Yeah, I think I would like to play with connecting some objects and connecting them so they look pretty. I'm not sure that I'm happy with how all the lines are connecting here. We'll connect maybe these to the side. You can do it so it looks a lot prettier. I just got some scribble loops in there now. Yeah, let's bring it off this way. I think I'll call that done. No, it's not done until I put dots on the page. Let's put some dots. Let's see what's going on in chat. Vicky's in the hospital. Eva says she has chronic pain and bag joints. The hips are what wake me up. I'm fine. That wake me, I'm finding by keeping a log. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. You know, you folks that have this chronic pain issue, my heart just goes out to you when I hear you describe what you're going through. I'm sitting there going, wow. You know, I'm not sure that, well, I'm positive that I cannot identify. You know, I get a blister on my foot from mowing the lawnmower and I'm crying about it. So, you folks that go through this chronic pain and these back issues, and I hear what some of you folks are going through and I just cringe. And we were talking about that yesterday and talking about how that could happen, that chronic pain, like a back. You could hurt your back just by doing the laundry. You know, it isn't anything that, sometimes it's not anything that you do over strenuously. You just, sometimes you can be doing the most innocent things and hurt your back. I'm just going to kind of connect this with and then call this page done. Yay! This is kind of my Mornings with Meri, very impromptu chat. There. I think I'm going to fill this whole thing in with dots. It just looks too blank for me. Let's just put some dots in here. Fill it up with dots here. I like my little dots. Kim Marie says, all my crafting stuff is at my mom's in another city, so no crafting for me till later. Oh, I couldn't take that. I would be saying, Mom, you got a pencil and a piece of paper? Number 2 pencil will work just fine. But I do understand, Kim, because a lot of my crafting things are still in storage. I haven't moved my storage down here, mostly because I would just have to move it into another storage unit. And I thought, well, it's already in storage. Let's just leave it there until I can get it out of storage. I can't see the sense of paying hundreds of dollars to move something from one storage unit to another when it's perfectly safe where it's at. But I do understand not having, like, I have a Pazos die cutter, and which is an electronic one, and I miss the thing, even though I can't say that I used it like some other folks did, but there are times that I'd like to use it. So you want what you have, and you go, well, things like pencils and paper and stuff like that you can go out and buy, but you can't really just go out and buy a second electronic die cutter. Unless you happen to be making millions of dollars off of YouTube. There, I think I'm finished with that. I'm going to leave this. I've got dots down here, but to balance it out, I'm going to leave the negative spaces blank in here and in there. So, Vicky's hoping to get out Friday. I hope that you do, Vicky. Let's cheer Friday on. My people have character. Are you talking about this one? My little Wendy gal? My Wendy. My little, well, this is actually a caricature of me. I'm letting my hair go gray, and I'm really two-toned because I'm letting it grow out. So the lower parts of my hair, when it's down, I've got long hair. I'm going to let it grow till probably around November, and then I'm going to cut it off because I'm thinking my gray hair should be shoulder length by November. And but I pull it all up on my head and I clip it with a big old clip. And so this is kind of caricature of me. I paint myself into a corner. But I'm digging myself out, too. I'm digging myself out. I'm getting some things done that I was committed to. I overcommit myself. And that's my biggest fault. And then this is little Maisie here. I can't flip it way open, but she's kind of my little, for a couple years now, she's kind of the little girl in my head. Every now and then she makes an appearance, and she's picking dandelions here. And I will say that I practiced her. Let me pull this aside and let it dry. Let me put it over here. I practiced her in this book because she's really a caricature that I pull from my head. And so sometimes I have to go, how would she look looking up and holding dandelions? So I kind of practice her in my head first. Why did I do that? I don't go from front to back here in a consecutive way. I just look for a nice blank page. And here I'm making up some limericks. You want to hear my limericks? There once was a lady named Olive Oil whose nickname was Works, so how she did toil. One day she decided to have some fun. After all, her work was all done. So she made paper flowers out of aluminum foil. It doesn't have quite the beat, but I'm just scribbling it. I could refine that. And then this one is a limerick about a farmer's wife. And I said, Mrs. McDonald lived an interesting life. Her days Mrs. McDonald lived an interesting life. Her days were free from the city's strife. Her cows gave her butter and cheese. Her chickens gave her eggs to please. Such is the way of a farmer's wife. I'm playing with making up limericks. I might do some more of that. This one I need to work on the beat to this one. There once was a lady named Olive Oil whose nickname See this one, whose nickname was, I could say, they called her work, so away she did toil. One day she decided to have some fun. After all, I should say, after all her work was all done. See, that kind of needs some work. So she made paper flowers out of aluminum foil. I was thinking of words that rhyme with oil, toil, and I came up with aluminum foil. Azure, good morning. Oh, I was looking at my chat over here. I was looking for my little practice Macy. Yeah, I just love all this painty paper. This was all gifted to me in Happy Mail. I just love this painty paper. And I'm keeping this beside my chair. And then if I run across something or if I want to write here. See, this was my practice for Macy holding up the flowers. And I actually drew her with crayons. So it's not quite as refined because after you put that Crayola on your page, you know, you have a waxy surface, so you can't do much with it after it's got, you can put other Crayola on it. But this was my practice one because I had to see in my mind how she would look with her head looking up and her arms holding up flowers. So sometimes I practice them first. But I love this painty paper book. I'm going to try to get it filled up. I tried to make it as many pages to cover me for all summer. Now, I might take this out. I like to go out in the mornings and sit on the porch swing. So I might do that. Take this out and practice some limericks on the porch swing. The other thing that I thought I would do this morning was work in this flower book. And now in rap, Meri. Yeah, I have to get those limericks have a certain beat to them, and there's a term for it, a musical term for it. It's like da 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 da. And you have to, when you write your limericks, you want to write your limericks to match that beat, so that when somebody repeats it, they can repeat it in that sing-song limerick. And I don't quite have my words out there to the beat of the words. I thought I'd work on this page because it's so pretty and summery. And I was refilling my paint applicator, and I got a great big old black spot right there. So, but I can do loop-de-loops around it. I thought I would just do some more of this tatting. You know, I would like to, and I'm not sure, there might be a page in here where I could practice connecting objects like this. Connect this flower to this flower, maybe a leaf to it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I want to mess it up. I might just glue some objects down on a blank piece of paper. This was one of my first tatting. That wasn't the very first. This, I think, was my very first one. And it sure is a lot different. I kind of in here got the pattern, but I'm learning. I'm learning the tatting patterns. So as I learn and get more refined, my tatting paint, I call it painting tatting, painted tatting. I think I have another one in here. Here. This looks like a Victorian collar. Then you have to work on the little, every page has a little, well, not every page. A lot of the pages have the little squares in the center here. Now I don't want to paint them out. So I'm going to work on this page. And this will probably be the last of what I do. I'm not planning on staying, let me start over on this side. Am I in? Yeah. I'm not planning on staying live all morning. Oh, Heidi's back in a few. Dog out of time. I wanted to try this and see if anybody would find me in the morning. But it seems like a lot of my friends in Australia, Netherlands, and the UK, you guys are all awake. Let's see. Let's just do some loops this way. Let's just bring it this way. That's kind of fun. And then go in and put some loops like this. This would be more of a trim rather than a flower. And they connect these loops to each other with, they connect the loops. Well, that was something like this. This may need a couple of loops to connect to each other. So I've been studying tatting patterns, trying to get an idea. I should probably try to tat. Although, I just don't want to start another. I paint myself into a corner. Arlene says, I get up early. Enjoy art videos in the AM. Thank you, Arlene. I might try to do an occasional early morning chat. I'm not sure I can get up early every morning. And I knew I couldn't get up at 4:30. I usually schedule my videos for 4:30. If I do 2 videos in a day, and I'm talking 4:30 Central Standard Time. If I do 2 videos in a day, I'll schedule one at 4:30 early, and then I'll schedule the other one at 9 o'clock a.m. So there's just, there's about 5 hours difference between them. Kim Marie said, I may have to try that. They don't know why let's see, they're talking about, oops. They're talking about something different that I missed. Let's see. They're talking about pain, I think. Meri, what time do you do your Friday night lives? Heidi, I have a steady schedule for my Friday night lives, and I always go live at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and that's 7:30 p.m. give or take 5 or 10 minutes, depending on, do I get online? Is it going to be a bumpy night on the internet? But around 7:30 p.m. on Friday Central Standard Time. So I think that would be 8:30 your time. I think you're on the East Coast. Let's see. I think I'll try doing one of these motifs where it's a loop, 2 loops here, 2 loops here, 2 loops here, and 2 loops there, and then it connects. Except I'm going to have to connect it here. And then you put in your little connecting loops to connect them together. And then in the center, it has a circle in the center, and then the circles connect there's a circle in the center that connects to the little loops. Like this. So that's my latest motif that I'm trying to learn. But there are a lot of different ways to create your motifs. It's all loops in tatting, and I'm learning. This is kind of like the second motif that I've learned. I kind of like that. It's kind of pretty. Yeah, that's okay, Kim Marie. She says, sorry, Meri, pain diary. That's all right. My heart goes out to you guys that experience the pain. The more I listen to what you guys are going through, the more I know that one can listen to it and sympathize with it, but I think unless you go through it, you just don't completely understand what others go through. I mean, your heart can go out to them, But when I listen to what the pain that some of you folks go through, to tell you the honest truth, I cringe. I'm going, I don't know if I could go through that. But I suppose if you don't have a choice. And Cindy's got a good attitude toward her pain. She goes, she says, how can I deal with this? I mean, she says it in a better way than I can say it for her. She finds ways to live with her pain that she's experiencing. She had a fall at work, and that's what I was saying earlier was you could be out mowing the lawn. You could be doing laundry. You could be doing something really innocent and hurt your back. And that 30 seconds out of your life could change your life forever. And I don't experience that. I got a blister the other day mowing the lawn, and I was hurting. Yeah, Heidi. That's why Heidi says she probably wouldn't be able to make it for that Friday night chat, but that's why we have the replays. I do thank YouTube for putting up those chat replays because I find them very helpful. Like if I want to go back and I find out how much I miss because I'm doing my art, and I'm off in my own little zone sometimes. And you, as a host in the live chat, people are chatting and saying things, and a lot of times folks will come in, and I completely missed that they were even in my chat. So I always go back and read my chat replay because then I can catch up. Who was it? It was Chrissy Meri came in, and she was telling me in the chat. Of course, I completely missed it. She said, Meri, I sold 2 paintings today. And, here it is in the live chat. And she told me that, and I completely missed it. And so I messaged her on Facebook and congratulated her. How disappointing to tell somebody that you sold two paintings and have that person not respond to you. What's the deal there? The deal is that Meri was off in her little loop-de-loop zone here. So I appreciate the chat for that. I can go back and kind of catch up. I don't always get it all perfect there either, but I try. I look for things that I miss. Well, let's see. Let's do some dots. Let's do some loops there. I like my dots. I just think that they add an elegance to the design. I think I'll leave this center part blank because we've got all these beautiful flowers here and I've got the tatting there. Maybe I'll come back after the paint is dry. Got to practice my patience and put in some words. But that's not going to happen right away. Maybe a poem about flowers. I'll have to look to see what I have. Oh, let's see. Ian's talking about ink. What ink is it? India. Waterproof. I'm not sure what you're asking, Ian. Are you talking to somebody else? Or are you asking what's in my paint applicator? Art. Linda says art helps a lot. They're talking about the pain. Art, I think, I find that even though I don't have a lot of pain, art can, just like I get into a zone here when I'm doing my live chats, art can focus your mind away from the pain or away from even those folks who don't have pain issues, but you have a lot of, just say you even have a busy life and you need to relax a little and you can't turn off all your thoughts because you're just you're just overloaded. Your mind's overloaded. You can get out and do something like this, and you can, just like doing doodling or Zentangle, you can get into a zone to where it relaxes your mind. It takes you, it refocuses you. You can refocus almost. All right, I think I'll leave that alone. Folks are talking about chronic pain. Oh, Eva says both her knees need to be replaced. Oh. I go, ouch. I'm thumbing through chat here. I'm scrolling through chat. Well, oh, Ian, this is just craft paint. It's black, apple barrel, the cheap kind that you get at Walmart. I paid $2.50 for the black acrylic paint. And I buy my black and white in the 8-ounce bottles because I do tend to use a lot of black and white. I've got some blue here. I might try to use some of this. I try to get a new, every month I try to get me a new fine line paint applicator. I've missed a couple months here because I've got enough, but the colors I don't use as often. So this paint, it's just like any other acrylic paint. If you don't use it, if it just sits there for months on end, it gets clumpy in here. And I end up having to wash out my colors. And then some of the paints, the acrylic paint, can be thick in here. I find that this Deco Arts, I tried to put some of this because it's so pretty, this gold, this Deco Art Elegant Metallic Gold paint. But that's really thick. You almost have to dilute this in here. And I just dilute it with water. I used to use airbrush medium, but for craft paint, why buy $2.50 craft paint or 50-cent craft paint and put $14 airbrush medium in it? That doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to call this done. I am really finished with my morning chat. Let's see. Let's catch up on here. You're talking about things to eat to help your pain. What can't be fixed must be lived with. So art and laugh. That's a good philosophy, Vicki. And that applies even if you're not in pain. There's a lot in life that we just can't change. So get out a painting and... Laura, good morning. I'm catching up with everybody. Laura Gain walked in the room. Good morning, Laura. Laura, I did not have a video ready this morning for my morning live, so it was suggested to me to do a live stream instead. It was a challenge. So here I am. Good night, Wendy. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to end it too. It's a little bit about 7. I've been on about an hour. So this is my Mornings with Meri. I probably will not do this on a regular basis. I might do it once a week if I can make myself get up. So, thank you. Thank you, Eva. Yeah, Meri, I actually made a pot of coffee. I made it too weak, though. This is the, what do they call that? What is that? Dunkin' Donut coffee. I don't usually buy that, but I find it hard. I like hazelnut coffee. And do I have, what's in my coffee? I see a black spot in my, is that on my, oh, that's on my camera. Woo! I'm going, wait a minute, I see a black spot, but it's actually on my camera screen. Going, I don't know if I want to drink it with a, Usually if there's black spots in it, I perk my coffee. So, but it was a little weaker this morning, but I have a hard time finding hazelnut coffee. And so, but I found some Dunkin' Donuts, so I bought that. I'll probably go do a little reading, catch up on my own YouTube videos. It's probably what I have up. Vicky said, Meri, you crack me up. Yeah, I not only do I paint myself in a corner, I usually put my foot in it when I'm talking. I mess up a lot. I thought, well, folks can come in and what happened here? What happened here? My phone went off on me. Did I go completely off here? I did. Well, I guess that's a sign to end the chat. I was getting ready to sign off anyway. So thank you to everybody who came in. Have a really good day. Now, go do some art. Oh, what gauge do I use on my fine liner? Who asked that? Heidi. Heidi, I primarily use the 18 gauge. And you can tell that by this yellow tip. I have a couple of those fine 20 gauge ones, but they don't. I'm good with the 18 gauge. That 20 gauge, when you put craft paint in it, doesn't always flow out nice for me. So 18 gauge is what I primarily use. Brenda, good morning. I'm just getting ready to sign off. But thank you to the folks who've looked in here. Have a really good day today. This was kind of an impromptu. But now that I see that a lot of my friends across the water are finding me early in the morning, I might try a couple of them, maybe once a week, doing a Mornings with Meri live stream. We'll have to see how that goes. I'm thumbing through chat here. So I'm going to let you all get on with your day. So thanks for joining me this morning. Bye.